Hey, good evening. This is Dr. Eric. Okay, number 186, 187 days that we're into coronavirus 19, the COVID 19. And they named it COVID 19 so that people would be able to identify it from the other coronaviruses. Hi, Susan. There are a lot of different coronaviruses that exist and have existed. And that's one of the problems of man living so close to animals. Of course, they think it might have come out of the market where live animals are slaughtered, and maybe there's a crossover somewhere there. But we have to understand that our immune system has changed over the course of the last 50 years with all the different insults that it kind of gets. But tonight we're going to talk a little bit about post-traumatic stress. I don't call it a disease. I call it more of a syndrome. Post-traumatic stress syndrome. I don't want to call it a disease. I think it really lends it to a large negative extent. But we worry about this in the military. In the military, we know that people that have been serving in the Gulf War and overseas have almost a 20% incidence of post-traumatic stress. Now, I don't want to talk about the military so much as I want to talk about your next door neighbor, or talk about you, or talk about the COVID-19. I said 187 days that I've been doing this talk every night, but it's more than that. It's for me to get a release valve where I can help some people, where I think I can do more, and we all can do more, and that's what we really have to think. And that's one of the reasons that I came on. One of the reasons that talking to my person that's going to put all these videos together for me says keep doing them because hello Judy, nice to have you on tonight. We're talking about post-traumatic stress, and we're talking about how we can manage the pandemic and what it's doing to us. It's isolating us. It's making us, they just said today that going into the colder weather, that we'll probably have to, if we decide to invite people over with the barbecue and masks off, what might have been okay with social distancing. In your living room, it might be a little harder to try to get 6 feet of distance between you and your neighbor or whoever you've invited over. That the ventilation is going to be much less, and the time spent together is going to be more. Has to be more critically watched. So we all are getting a little bit punch drunk, if you will, with this COVID-19 and having the things we have to do. But get ready for the winter, because the flu is going to inject itself into this equation as well, and we are in a situation where we might have to be wearing masks in the house with company coming over. Okay, so good evening, Patrick. Okay, so we have to look and be aware that this is going to make it more difficult. One of the things, and Patrick, you're like this, or you relish this. And on March 15th, I had a white paper ready to go to the VA to use two-path as a formulation to mitigate some of the post-traumatic stress. And I was a little bit upset, because on the 15th of March, the VA withdrew their RFP. RFP is request for proposal. And they withdrew the request for proposal because COVID-19 had taken over, and they were putting in restrictions about travel and what have you. So we lost that opportunity. And I said, doggone it, we have 1 million soldiers that we, 20% of which who will probably have post-traumatic stress, and we could really do a good level 1, level 2 study, clinical study. And then I thought about it for a minute, and I said, you know what, Mitchell? COVID-19 is giving you 130 million subjects. So we really have a lot of people that we can study at this point in time with post-traumatic stress, because this is very, very, very stressful. We know that depression, loneliness, We know that people that are in sobriety are having a tougher time because they're left alone. They can't socialize. They can't vent it. I'm not sure whether the Wellbutrin sales have gone up. Something that I think I would like to look at to see whether or not we know that alcohol consumption has gone up, gun buying has gone up. These are some bad, terrible situations. One of the reasons that I got involved with the VA is because I was trying to reduce some of the suicide rate in veterans, because we've had it 130% of the norm for veterans, and we just got to stop losing our patriots. And when they give up and they can't come home and can't deal with it, and can't deal with it in toto, we got to give them help, and that's why we have to do more, and that's why I'm working right now in an attempt to move the 2-path from 400 milligrams to 900 milligrams, and be able to get more. It's taken a lot of work, and it's taken a lot of formulation in the process that I use in order to get my equal part CBD-A and my equal part CBD. The CBD-A is so important because it has 1,000 times more serotonin receptor sites, so that serotonin can light on them and lock, have a lock and key situation, and it can increase your mood. We know that there's things called Q factors in the brain where cannabidiol also affects them in a positive sense. There's a bunch of different pharmacological, a bunch of studies, mental health studies going on using cannabidiol, CBD, and trying to affect outcomes. So we're real excited that we do have that 350 million. And I had a talk tonight that a group of people that want to consider being a distributor. I haven't offered that to any of the people on this, but if you are interested in wholesaling and wholesaling to retail this product, a bunch of you are probably the best advocates. Okay, I get orders every week from Susan because she's her neighbor says that they want some, and this neighbor says they want some, and she's a maven. Maven is one that's like a town crier. She's taught herself very well about the advantages. She believes in it. She takes it, and that makes the best seller in the world. So as I get this agreement together, I certainly will offer it to my Facebook friends that basically might want to consider wholesaling it, and that's going to be another spread, another component that we need in order for it to become a lifestyle. And we want it to be a lifestyle. That's why, what's our credo? Have you had your daily vitamin CBD today to support your immune system? We changed it about 3 days ago. Do you remember when we changed it? We changed it because there's a sequence of articles coming out in the AARP magazine that basically are lending itself to the immune system, that we have to work on getting the chronic inflammation out of our body so that we can improve the efficacy of our immune system. And these are T cells and B cells. These are macrophages. These are killer cells, or the cytokine reactors. And so we're learning just a whole bunch of great stuff. And the research is going on and on and on. There is a website called the CBD School, and they've asked me to do more than what I probably can do, and probably will limit what I do, because you only can do so much. And Steve Jobs writes in one of his memoirs that one of the best things you can do sometimes is say no. And so that's something that I have to consider every day, just because there are not a lot of physicians that are well versed in the endocannabinoid system, because it didn't come out until 1992, and it was criminalized and vilified up until 2018. So that's December 2018. It hasn't been 2 years yet. It's been a year and a half now since it's been legal, and we need to work on getting people, in particular physicians. They are starting to put it into the re-education of physicians, and it's pretty tough when they haven't had the primary education to learn something. Learns fragmentation, and I'm backing up, and I'm going to be talking in a national conference, Zoom conference on check my Facebook to give you all the information. You can certainly sign in. You all probably can teach half the course because you've heard me talk about it over and over and over again. But this is the best way for us to spread the word, is to become educated. And that's what I'm going to do, and it's going to be from a 30,000 square foot, 30,000 foot visualization, and that is to look at the endocannabinoid system. We are so readily and fast, we're so quick to look at the CBD, and that we miss some of the other components that are precursors to our success, like CBDA. That we didn't realize a year ago, that it was only in October, November of 2019 that Dr. Mashula begged everyone not to wait for 30 years to realize the importance of the acid form of CBD, which is CBDA. So those are just a couple components that I'm looking at. If you have a desire to spread the word with me, I'll teach you, just like I come on every night. That's where I think my biggest job is. Okay, a number of you have already gotten your wild Maine blueberries. Okay, let me tell you, let's start talking about wild Maine blueberries gummies for a minute. I am going to change it from jellies to gummies because I've had to explain two things. Number one, what nanoemulsification was and what a jelly was. And I think that we're going to go and make them gummies because everybody has that flavor, that understanding. I think that me to try to explain two things makes it twice as hard. If they know they're gummies, they know how to use a gummy, then I'll use the word gummy. My French chef came up with the word jellies, and I was in favor of it. I had nothing against it. But it's really the educational process that becomes more difficult when you have to make 2 points. Nanoemulsification, it's amazing people that work. I stopped at 420 stores coming up from Route 1 when I took new tests down to Nelson Analytics. And, people just don't understand it. And if I have to understand or explain two different things, I haven't done my planning well enough. So we reduced it down to one. We also moved, these were pretty smart people. These were people that worked in 420 shops, and they couldn't find the difference why the wild Maine blueberry was such a unique situation. And it has on it in nanoemulsification, but it wasn't on the front of the label. So we redid the label today to say nano emulsified, full spectrum wild Maine blueberries, and jelly gummies. And so it took that experience of about 50 bottles to bring it out. And the best thing I could do was to discern, and do a market study. It was a quick market study, and that's we have the ability to turn it pretty quickly on and off. So we're real pleased about where we're going, and we're real pleased of you. I have the special wholesale price that I'm giving it to all my people on Facebook Live. Okay, for $39.99. It normally would be like $69.99, but right now we're gonna just do it for $39.99. If you like it, go to text me, because it's not on our website yet, and I'll have it up. I'll see whether we can add it to our website. And then we have gel caps. We have isolate gel caps coming for those truck drivers and those policemen that can't have that have fear of getting any THC in their system. So we're continuously we'll have 14 SKUs, and then we have 15 to 16 are on the planning board, and we'll have those out in short order. But what I'll do is write that down and get the picture up on the for the wild Maine blueberry. But right now, you have to text me or PM me and tell me your name, address, and phone number, and I will then send it out, and you can pay with Venmo, or with Cash App. But it's a super duper wholesale price. It's even probably cheaper than wholesale. But I want people to start talking about it, and the best way to do it is to make it absolutely affordable. So get me those orders, and I'll get you more, so that you can find another way of feeding your endocannabinoid system, because we are all cannabinoid deficient. Okay, what's our credo? Have you had your daily vitamin CBD today to support your immune system? Okay, go to www.dailyvitamincbd.com and get your order. If it's on the jellies, text me, and I'll have it up on the website in another day or so. So I want to thank you all very much. Please and thank you. And we'll talk with you tomorrow, God willing. Thank you. Out.